This is homework set 5, linear equations, questions 1 through 8. Question 8, I see fractions, and I got an equation with fractions, and I always handle these the same way, is I'm going to eliminate that denominator, right? So my plan is to do this. My plan is to eliminate the denominators. Can almost read that. I'm going to get rid of those denominators. Now, here's how I do that. I'm going to get what we're going to call the LCD. This is the least common denominator. I'll abbreviate that. Least common denominator. That means it's the least, all right? The least meaning the smallest common denominator. Now, look at these denominators here. I got a 4 and a 2. And so I ask I ask myself this. So I ask this, what is the smallest number that both 4 and 2 divide into? All right, what's the smallest number that both 4 and 2 divide into? So I'm looking at the 4, I'm looking at the 2. What's the smallest both of them divide into? The smallest one they both divide into is 4. So I'm going to claim now that the LCD here is 4. Now just be careful. I'm saying what is the smallest number that both of these divide into, not what is the smallest number that divides into these. So if I had 4 and 2, the smallest number that divides into them is 2. But I don't want that. I want the smallest number that this one and this one will divide into, and that's going to be 4. Then what I do is I multiply both sides of the equation by that LCD. So let's do that. Multiply both sides by 4. So it's going to look like this. 4 times 1/4, and then parentheses a minus 2, equals 4 times 1/2, parentheses a minus 3. So you see what I've done? I found the LCD, the smallest number that both of these divide into, and I wrote it on both sides of the equation as a multiplication. Now here's what that does. On the left side, 4 times 1/4, what's 1/4 of 4? Or 4 times 1, right? 4 times 1 is 4, divided by 4. These just cancel. Now on the right side, what do you got over here? What is 1/2 of 4? It's going to be a 2. Or if you like, 4 times 1 is 4, divided by 2 is 2. So this is going to be a 2 over here, right? Those will cancel, but I get a 2. Now, here's where I am. On the left side, this one over here is really a 1. So I get 1 times a minus 2. Let me write that so it's readable. Equals, now, 2 and the 4 will go 2 times, so I get 2 a minus 3. Now let's just get rid of the parentheses. Multiply in. 1 times a minus 2 is a minus 2, equals multiply in 2a minus 6. And now I've got a's on both sides, so just get a on one side by itself. So I like to do this where I have I have more a's. I've got 1a on the left, 2 a's on the right. 1a on the left, 2 a's on the right. So I'm going to get all the a's over to the right side. I've got more on the right. So how do you get rid of this one? Well, it's plus a, so I'll do the opposite. I'll subtract a. So what I'm thinking of doing here is I'm going to subtract a. That's in my head. Subtract a. So let's just do it. If you subtract a minus a is gone, right? It's 0. So what I'm left with is negative 2 equals, now I'm subtracting a. Did it on the left, I have to do it on the right. What is this one? 2a minus a, right? Subtract a. A minus a is gone. Let's just get to negative 2. 2a minus a is just an a. And then minus 6. And now I've almost got a by itself. What have I done here? I've got a, but I've subtracted 6. So let's do the opposite. Let's undo the subtraction. What we'll do is we'll add 6. So just do it. What do you get here? Negative 2 plus 6. Negative 2 plus 6 is 4. So I get 4 equals, now I'm adding 6. So if I add 6, over here, I mean, that's why I did it. Negative 6 plus 6 is 0. So I'm just left with a. So I think now that a is equal to 4. Now, we could always check that, right? You can put it back in here. So if you put it back in to the original, put that 4 back up in here, the original. What do you get? 4 minus 2 is 2. Then you get 2 over 4, right? 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2 over 4. So I get 2/4 or 1/2. And over here, if I put in 4, 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 times 1/2 is 1/2. We've got it. So now I'll actually declare that a is equal to 4. There we go.